Keir Starmer resigned. President Trump wasted no time rubbing salt in his wound after his resignation speech. And that raises some of the oldest questions in leadership. Are you using power for the people or against them? Welcome to Politics and Principles, where we don't just talk politics, but the principles that should be driving political decisions and actions. In this video, we are going to look at the principle of servant leadership. Let's get into the details.
Man, but I said, you're really messing up energy. You have windmills all over the place. In the meantime, you have the North Sea oil, and they won't let anybody drill. This was not Winston Churchill we're dealing with, that I can tell you.
President Trump tore into Starmer after his resignation speech. Over and over, President Trump tried to advise Keir Starmer on energy and immigration.
You can take 1,000 times more energy out of a hole in the ground this big. This big, it's called oil and gas. And you have it there, the North Sea. This big, that nobody would even see. Wind needs massive subsidy. And you are paying in Scotland and in UK and all over the place where they have massive subsidies to have these ugly monsters all over the place.
But as usual, Starmer refused to listen to the cries of the British people, and he refused to listen to President Trump.
And we won't allow it in the United States.
So we believe in a mix, and obviously oil and gas is going to be with us for a very long time, and that'll be part of the mix. But also wind, solar, increasingly nuclear, which is what we've been discussing this morning.
Trump told Starmer to drill for Britain's oil and gas in order to make Britain energy independent, and to use the military to protect British borders. But Starmer refused. Apart from energy and immigration, it felt as though Starmer was being tyrannical. Idea after idea that he pushed, the British people were opposed to. Yet he pushed ahead until he had to U-turn on most of them. He pushed to scrap jury trials, introduce digital ID, and pass an Islamophobia law. He attempted to cancel elections outright until Nigel Farage took him to court and forced a sharp U-turn. People were thrown in jail for social media posts. And despite a constitutional referendum where the majority voted for Brexit, he did everything in his power to pull Britain back into the EU. And that is a pattern of a leader who has forgotten who he's supposed to be serving. If this video is making you think about what real leadership looks like, hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any important topics. Keir Starmer did not use his power to protect and serve the British people. Instead, he used power to control the people. And you have to wonder whether the British people ever asked for, benefited from, or even wanted any of it. The British people were worse off under Starmer and the Labour Party, and the evidence was clear for anyone willing to look at it honestly. Everything felt 10 times worse under Starmer and the Labour Party than under the terrible Tories. As a political leader, you do not get respect by controlling the people. You get respect by protecting and serving the people. You do not get respect by putting the British people last, taking their taxes to take care of everyone else, and then expecting honor in return. Respect is earned, not demanded. And honor has to be earned, not expected. Respect flows naturally towards leaders who protect and serve. It cannot be manufactured by authority alone. A servant leader does the opposite of what Starmer did. They put the needs of the people ahead of their own agenda. They listen before they act. And they measure their success not by how much control they have gained, but by how much the lives of the people they serve have actually improved. As a leader, you have to listen to the cries of your people, and you need to listen to advice from successful leaders. Power exists to serve, not to control. And leaders who forget this lose both their mandate and their legacy. Was Starmer in tears because he finally recognized he had failed the British people? Or he was crying because he had lost the credibility and trust of his party, his cabinet, and the country? A big part of leading is learning from mistakes. And in order to know what the mistakes are, sometimes you have to step outside of what you want and listen to what the people need and have to say. The great leaders listen, learn, and adapt. And the hardest part of leadership is having to unlearn what you believed most strongly, even when the evidence has consistently proven it wrong. The question Starmer never seemed to ask himself is the same question every leader needs to answer before they make a single decision. Who am I doing this for? Because the moment a leader stops asking that question, they stop serving and they start controlling. And that is when the people stop following. If this video made you think about what real leadership looks like, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more content that connects current events to the principles behind them, subscribe and stay with us, because the principles don't change even when the leaders do. And that's exactly why they matter.